Habari maafrika, mimi na King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutanzama King Says So. Samahani, nimechelewa. Guys, I want to speak about the appointment of Floyd Shivambu as the Secretary General of the Mkhonto Wesizwe political party. Originally, this was the position we thought that he was moving from the EFF4 into the MK party. We all thought that he was going to be the Secretary General. Remember they had, a dry run there with the Secretary General, not knowing who to appoint. I mean, they've changed about 3 Secretary Generals in the space of 4 months to 5 months. So we were expecting that the Secretary General of the MK political party was going to be Floyd Shivambu. So I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for the MK. I'm happy for this move. Everybody's confused now. Who's going to be the national coordinator? Who's going to take over those ranks from Floyd Shivambu? Because in that position also, he was perfectly fitting to go and, start branches. But I think we all knew that Secretary General, like he would say, is a much better suited, portfolio for him. Not in parliament, right there in the heartbeat of the MK political party as the Secretary General, the guy who's going to communicate clearly for us all. I mean, this causes for a celebration. If you're an MK person, you would enjoy this appointment from Jacob Zuma, appointing the man himself, the brains himself, Floyd Shivambu as the Secretary General. I want to talk about that, what the media is trying to do with this development and everything. What also Floyd Shivambu said about his friend, he said his brother, Dr. Mbuyisane Ndlozi. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zenjeva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're speaking about Floyd Shivambu appointed as the Secretary General of the MK political party. Before I start with that, I always forget because I'm busy doing my things. Habari is a greeting of Kiswahili. Kiswahili is the language that we have chosen to adopt as PASETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, is the language that we believe each and every African child must learn. Because if each and every African child can learn French, Spanish, Portuguese, English, Afrikaans, all of those languages, we can learn one language as Africans. It's just to bring our children into unity, because tina but we believe that if we can groom our children at a small age, decolonize their mind quickly before it's completely colonized, I believe the African children can communicate clearly with Kiswahili. So you will always hear me say jambo, habari. Those are the greetings of Kiswahili, and I say mimi na King, nina furaha kukutana na wena. It means my name is King. It is nice to meet you. That's how you introduce yourself in Kiswahili. And you would have hear me say asante kwa kutanzama King Says So. That means thank you for watching King Says So. It's us teaching each other Kiswahili, and today I just added samahani nimechelewa. Samahani nimechelewa, which means sorry, I am late. Because this news broke for you guys, I think yesterday, so I'm only reporting it today, which is Monday. So I'm sorry, I'm saying sorry, I am late. Samahani means sorry. Nimechelewa, I am late. So you're learning something today, and that's something to show off in your workspace, in your friendship circle. Just say samahani when someone is got ahead, or you want to say hard luck. Just rather use the Kiswahili word samahani. So guys, the appointment of Floyd Shivambu as the Secretary General of the MK political party was expected. We all assumed that he was going to take the ranks there as the Secretary General. I think I'm speaking under correction, but when he went to the MK party, there was no Secretary General, and that's why we thought that he was going to be the Secretary General. But then Dr. Maseko was the one who was appointed. We were all confused. Say, who's this guy? Why is he getting the preference over Floyd Shivambu? But then we got to see that Floyd Shivambu was given the national organizer, which was a bigger portfolio, in my opinion, in terms of the work that must be put in. So the question is everybody happy in the MK political party that Floyd Shivambu got this position?
I'm 100% sure that the entirety of the leadership of Umkhonto weSizwe supports the decision which was taken by President Zuma in consultation with all the structures, and they've individually called, like literally all the national officials of Umkhonto weSizwe, called to say congratulations, which is not to say there's any achievement yet, is to say best wishes for the future, and they actually appreciate even the role that thus far we have played as national organizers. So all of them are confident in terms of the role that have been assigned.
Honestly speaking, I don't see anyone in the MK political party that is a supporter of the MK political party. I don't see anyone that is in the top leadership structure of the MK political party who would have had a problem with this appointment of Floyd as the Secretary General. He really fits that position very well. So we are all happy for Floyd. You know, there will be obviously that one person that we might not know who's not happy, but that's probably the person who was eyeing the Secretary General post. You know, I said someone like Ace Magashula would have fitted perfectly into that position. I would have loved to see him there, but you know, Jacob Zuma has got a lot of faith in Floyd Shivambu. You know, trusting him to go and run the formulation of branches of the MK. It's a massive trust from the president, but now trusting him also to become the Secretary General of the party. That is so big, guys. That is so big. Floyd is there as a future leader, potentially, of the MK political party. Everyone keeps on asking what will happen when Jacob Zuma passes. I don't know why nifuna ukubulala umuntu asaphila. Why are you asking? Are you asking your parents what will happen when they die? I mean, why is it sifuna ukubulala abantu basaphila? But I'm so happy that Floyd Shivambu is that focused that Jacob Zuma can trust him with this. Hey, guys, Secretary General is the heartbeat, is the spine of any political party. That's why you see with the Secretary General of the ANC or Pala Pala FM, you see that there is no direction in the party because they've got, you know, without any shadow of a doubt, the weakest Secretary General in the history of the ANC. That's why you see that the ANC is blowing in all different directions. You never had this up until right now. So the Secretary General of a party, Floyd Shivambu, is very, you know, is very blessed to be in that position. And funny enough, many people ask, but Floyd, how did you change your heart? You were always on Jacob Zuma's case. You guys were there with that Zuma must fall campaign. You guys were attacking Zuma. What was the change? Or how did you come to the change of heart? And this is what Floyd Shivambu said.
I'm not saying this now because I'm in Umkhonto weSizwe. I said it when I was still in the EFF. Like possibly for the past, if people pay close attention to what we say and write publicly, I said on several occasions that we were misled on President Zuma, like long before there was even discussion of the formation of Umkhonto weSizwe. That is why, but as part of these engagements...
That's why I really want to know. Yes. We were misled.
Yes.
Who misled you?
So the the entire discourse of South Africa's politics, right, inclusive of influential media platforms and state institutions which in some instances were abused to pursue political agendas. It's not a secret that as public protector, Thuli Madonsela was in pursuit of a narrow political agenda. It also shows with what she got to do and who she got to associate with after her office as a public protector. At that time, we thought she's a genuine person who is in pursuit of a genuine agenda, but she was in pursuit of a class agenda which sought to portray President Zuma as corrupt, to portray President Zuma as a person who is not living within the constitution, and she was doing so in protection of the white capitalist establishment. And we somehow fell into that trap, and that is why we supported Thuli Madonsela and said, let's have state capture inquiry and everything else. The inquiry happened. None of those monumental accusations that were made against President Zuma were proven there. Even in his absence, like they couldn't come and say, no, you didn't defend yourself. We've got the evidence that you bought a multi-million mansion in Dubai. You took billions of rands out of the state. They couldn't prove. There's so many allegations that we're making against the Siyabonga Gama, Lucky Montana, Brian Mulefe, all the critical role players in the government of President Zuma, but they were opposing them because those were beginning to push a proper radical agenda which was going to undo the injustices of the past and balance South Africa's economy to reflect its demographics in terms of population.
Floyd says, like most of you, not me, that they were misled by, the mainstream media. You remember how mainstream media portrayed Thuli Madonsela as one of those knight shining armors who come to save South Africa from all of this corruption that was happening. What happened in the Zondo Commission? It was a Zuma commission. They wanted to attack Jacob Zuma, but it exposed other things and failed to expose the things that they said Jacob Zuma did. They could not even find, the audacity. They could not find to show us as Africans that, guys, this is what Jacob Zuma did wrong. As far as you guys know, Jacob Zuma is the most corrupt. The Guptas appointed ministers and everything. Where is the evidence? Who got arrested for that? The Guptas, they were in Gigaba's house. Gigaba was in. You remember how Gigaba's wife was singing? Oh, Agamporanga lawyer that day. I was like, yo, if I had a wife like this, I was so disappointed by that lady. I hope they paid her very well to sing the way that she was singing about her husband, Gigaba. Destroying her family. Saying, no, Kikaba used to give me 200,000 is nothing. We used to go and shop in Paris and come back, cash. We had a safe. There was a room. We went to the Guptas. The Guptas came. Who got arrested? Where is the evidence? Some of those stories that were told in the Zondo Commission can't stand the test of time in court. Absolutely not. So, there's a part, I'm not sure if I played it, the part where he says they were misled as the youth league by their youth leaders. And we know that Julius Silo Malema was the leader, and Ramula was the deputy at that time. So I don't know if he's saying those are the people that misled them. But one thing for sure is that the mainstream media played a big role. And I want to warn you guys against mainstream media. Continue to scrutinize the information given by mainstream media. It is always given to you guys for a purpose. They are always trying to tell you a vision while you are watching the television. Always be careful. And even us as YouTubers, don't just take anything that King Said So said as if it is 1,000,000,000% as a fact. Scrutinize. Be able to think. You remember that I always told you guys that the educational system is there to tell African people what to think and not how to think. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't teach us how to think. They tell us what to think. So everything is predetermined. So be very careful with the mainstream media and all of that. Also, the reason I'm saying be careful of the mainstream media is how the manner in which they pose their questions. They now see that the MK is becoming a problem, that the EFF is growing weaker, and they are saying they want to make these two fight, especially Floyd Shivambu and Julius Malema. So in every interview, they keep on asking them, what did you hear from Julius? Did Julius call you to congratulate you? They ask him all of these questions just to see what he will say, because they are of the belief that anything you say against Julius Malema, he will respond with you send one fire, he sends two fires back. And the media wants to see all of these fights happening. I'm so happy that Floyd handled this situation quite well.
After Dalimproof had left, saying, well, he's expecting two more to follow. You probably may assist me if you do know who could those be. And then he's basically saying, well, so we are guided by leadership. We are not going under that criminal syndicate. So,
I don't know about that. I did not read that as well. I'm hearing it for the first time. But also, I wouldn't want to make a response on sentence articulations. Perhaps if there was a political perspective that was given substantially in written form or in a political input, we could then be able to. Because when you give a political input that has got huge historical meaning, you must first give the background as to what informs your perspective, what informs your characterization of any political development. And on the basis of that, we can then be able to respond to that. So I don't think I'm at a stage where I'm going to be reporting to or responding to Twitter things and everything else. Those are streets, man. We don't deal with those. I deal with organizational issues.
Okay.
I honestly don't think that is part of what our discussion should be. I thought we were coming to talk here about Umkhonto Wesizwe. I'm not here to discuss those things. Personal issues, we can discuss with different platforms. I don't think we can really reduce a platform this important. We were talking to millions of South Africans and want to talk about personal relations of people. That is really not a major issue. What is the next question?
You see what is happening? You see unnecessary questions about Julius Malema. Julius Malema is in the EFF. This appointment is in the MK political party, is for the Secretary General of the MK political party. What is the need for you to ask did Julius Malema call you to congratulate you? You know, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to do? It's clear that media, white monopoly capitalist media, tries to infiltrate the parties within. You understand what I'm saying? They try to say, okay, if we can't attack them, let's make them fight each other. Let's ask Julius, what does he think about this? Let's ask, why don't you ask about other people? In fact, what does other people have to do with the appointment of Floyd if they are not in the MK political party? You know, and I'm happy that Floyd answered in this manner, because it's frustrating to me to see how mainstream media they don't hide they don't hide to us anymore what they are trying to do to the MK and the EFF. They are not hiding. And remember, these poor journalists are just there, these presenters are just there to ask the questions that are on the table. Stomach journalism, you know. So it's sad to see that our journalists have got no backbone and they're just there to ask a rubbish question. It's a rubbish. And I want you and me to be careful of this, because of you are EFF, I'm MK, and then you fight. You fight on the comment section. You fight everywhere. You find people beating each other up because Kaizer Chiefs lost to Sundowns. You find like the things that we Africans are so easily distracted with, and the hatred that is in our hearts to see each other fight each other. It's crazy. I'm telling you right now, whether the EFF or the MK wins any elections, any ward, any municipality, any metro, it is for the advantage of you and I as an African child. There is no EFF that is going to win a ward, for example, and the MK people of that ward are going to suffer. There's no way. Guys, come on, let's think. There is no way the MK party can win KwaZulu-Natal and the people of KwaZulu-Natal that voted for the EFF will suffer. There's no way. The only scenario that happens is if the Democratic Alliance wins a particular city like Tshwane, and then without a shadow of a doubt favors white areas where, their people are staying. We have seen that in the past where African people were suffering in Hammaskral and Mamelodi and the likes, Shivambu. So we have seen it with that. But with black parties, guys, especially those in the progressive side, relax. If the MK wins, me and you are going to benefit. If the EFF wins, me and you are going to benefit. Let's totally remember who the enemy is. Please, the enemy is not our African brothers and sisters. The enemy will never be you and I. The enemy has always shown himself as the one that wants us to remain poor, that want us to remain marginalized, that want us to remain, workers, that want us to remain not the owners of the strategic sectors in our country. We know who the enemy is. Stop this thing. On Twitter, you see people now fighting, Tambo fighting with Floyd Shivambu and all of that. I don't encourage that. I was once an amateur person in my commentary and all of that. But you're cooler, man. You grow up and you realize, man, I'm fighting the wrong person. There's other YouTubers that I can attack each and every day for the nonsense that they are posting that is against African unity. I'm talking about black YouTubers. But I choose peace, man. I choose peace. I choose to be matured in what we are doing. I'm sure they would love that attention, but we choose to say, no, man. Let's fight the enemy. Let's play the ball and not the man. So meaning, let's understand the type of enemy in front of us. Okay, I want to close with this. I actually did not want to put this in, but let me just slot it in because there's something interesting that is saying there. Because Floyd was speaking about answering a question about his brother, according to him, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. He was asked about his relationship with Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, and now he says something. He said he's more than just a friend; he's a brother.
What's your relationship with Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi?
He's my brother. Like Mbuyiseni is my brother, like in a true sense of brotherhood. My relationship with Mbuyiseni is not political relationship in J. It's a brotherhood relationship which has been there for more than 20 years now. So like, you can imagine that he is not 40 yet, and I'm just 41 years old now. So if we have had the relationship for 20 years and a very trusting relationship, he's my brother, but he holds his own political views in terms of how we should handle some of these issues. I'll give you an example that when we were campaigning for the 2024 general elections, we had given a political guidance that there must not be any attack of leaders and political engagements between the EFF and Umkhonto we Sizwe, that because we potentially are going to have unity. But at some stage, he saw it fit to take a platform and delegitimize President Zuma based on what he could not do when he was the head of state and president. And it's his own views. He has got his own independent views in terms of how he articulates his own positions. I don't claim ownership of Komisambu is saying I will never claim ownership of his ideological direction or politics, but we've worked together for the longest time. We disagree on some of the issues, the technical issues, but ideologically we're almost always aligned in terms of what is to be done. The issue is to how do we do that differently.
If you are listening carefully to what Floyd is saying about Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi, one of the best politicians that we have in South Africa, one of the best, really. Actually, the man, as young as he is, just a few years older than me, must be celebrated for who he is. His character, not only the singing, his ideology, his philosophy in politics and everything. Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi must be celebrated. He says, listen, that guy is a brother of over 20 years. I've got friendships also that backdate to primary school till today. It's difficult to keep a friendship for that long in today's time, But for him to say he's been a friend and a brother with Dr. Mbuyisani, I'm sure they've met somewhere there in Wits University, for so long, it always reminds me that these political regalias must not make us enemies. Later. It must not make us enemies, because the EFF, some of the EFF members, including the CIC, knowing the relationship of Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi and Floyd Shivambu, are punishing Dr. Ndlozi for the move of Floyd Shivambu. The man has remained in the EFF. He has posted and said, unequivocal, we stay here. Without a doubt, he is into the EFF. I saw a newspaper, I think the Sunday Times. I was passing somewhere in a garage and I saw a heading that says Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi rejects nomination for the top 6. And I was like, Ash. I was like, if indeed it is true that Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi is declining any nomination for the top positions in the MK, that is not a good sign for the MK. But I want to remind you as EFF, for the EFF, excuse me. I want to remind you as EFF members that it is us who are pushing him away because of his friendship with Dr. Floyd Shivambu. It is unfair. You remember when we were told that some of their wives are retweeting nonsense or are liking a tweet? How can you be punished for what your family does? Guys, it's really unfair. It's really unfair. But I'm going to support, me personally. I'm going to support any political move that Dr. Mbuyisani Ndlozi does, because I see him as an honest person. Whether he goes to the MK or he stays in the EFF, hopefully that's what I want for him. But it's difficult to stay in a party where you no longer feel welcome. It's not nice. So if he moves over, we must just remember that the man has been loyal to the EFF for so long, And the attack on him is really uncalled for, and it is not fair. Being punished because your friend, your brother has moved to another political party, just because that's your best friend, and of which Dr. Floyd Shivambu is telling us that man has got his own ideology. They differ many times in other points of views about politics. But even when they said don't attack Zuma during the campaigning, don't fight, he decided to say something of which I think Floyd disagrees with. It was not a good move from the side of Dr. Ndlozi, but they all have done that. Majority of the people that are in the MK have already done that. Okay. Before I close, entertain this one for a second. Just entertain it with me for a second. Just your boy King thinking out loud. When Floyd Shivambu joined the MK party, I was the only content creator, YouTuber, reporter, whatever, political analyst who said this move from Floyd Shivambu was planned by him and Julius Silo Malema because of how that press conference of him going was. It was the first time that we had in South Africa someone leaving a political party and there was a press conference. I was shocked. I was like, man, something is not adding up here. These people are acting. You know, after some weeks, it started showing, no, maybe it was not an act. Now we've got Floyd Shivambu, Manye, we've got Busisio Mkhwebane, we've got Dale Mpofu, all coming from the EFF going to the MK party. Instead of saying, and just flow with me here, instead of saying the MK has stolen EFF leadership, shouldn't we have another point of view that the EFF has infiltrated the MK party? Have you thought about that? Because, I mean, I don't trust these politicians, man. I don't know about you, but I mean, I don't trust them. I feel like these people can go there at the MK and do something big and destroy the MK. I'm just saying because there's a possibility. I hope I'm 1000% wrong. And after destroying the MK, they come back to the EFF and say, no, it was planned all the time. The moment we knew about the formation of the MK, we decided to have a strategical, political, attack and whatever. Hey, I don't know. But it's something to think about. It's something, because if we don't say it and it happens, it looks like we don't apply our mind fully. But I'm telling you, this might be an invasion of the EFF in the MK instead of the MK taking the EFF members. Think about it. Okay, let me just go into, okay, who was it? Is it Katlego? There's a guy named Katlego that I saw did a breakdown of my last video. I was like, yeah, they are really effective in what they are doing. I mean, I saw him breaking down my video. I must also do it, actually. I must get time to break down the video in segments so that if you want to watch one specific video or one topic on the video, then you can go to it. Because, I mean, I like making one long video instead of making 8 videos a day speaking about that one person, speaking about that one person. It's just Floyd Shivambu. I respect him that much just to give him his own shine and give him his video. So I think I hope it's Katlego that made that video, that made that breakdown of the video. Also, I'd like to thank everyone. I saw yesterday, I told you guys we opened our own social media platform in Paseta, www.paseta.co.za, and there you can open your own account and do that. So I would like to thank each and every one of you. I saw some people were already posting there and everything. Don't forget to follow your boy King on Paseta. Guys, Paseta has got its own social media platform. You can have followers, you can have your account. There's the same thing that you have on Twitter, the same thing that you have on Facebook and Instagram. You can have it there. So very soon we'll be having videos and going live, and sometimes I'll tell you guys for the big news that we want to talk, secretive news that we want to talk, we'll rather announce it that side, because that side will be having more freedom of speech. So for those who don't know, you can go on our website www.paseta, and you've got the 3 lines where you can click them and go to community. When you go to community, you can then register your own account there and, pass it away. I don't know, I want to say tweet away, pass it away on our own platform where freedom of speech, and of course with an element of respect, is encouraged. So thank you so much for everyone also that has donated to the Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, and we are very grateful for everyone. If you haven't already, you've got an extra 50 Rand in your account. We are asking 10,000 Africans to donate for the school project, so that we can build the school in record time. So we need your help to make this dream a reality. Thank you so much for everyone that has donated there. I can't say thank you enough. That's why each and every video you'll just hear me saying thank you, because each and every day I see the amounts coming in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child, donate to Paseta, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute.